Hi yogis, welcome to my yoga time. My name's Nicole. Today for your yoga snack, we're focusing on the back side of the body and the hamstrings. So in order to create space along the back side of the body, I want you to be ever so mindful of your breath. As much as you can, try to take the breath into the back side of the body. So to begin with seated, we're coming into a seated version of a pigeon pose. So I want you to place your left ankle on your right knee. Now if you need to lighten this pose, move your right foot further away, otherwise bring it in a little closer, or even lift up your hips and slide in closer to that right heel. Keep a little flexion in the left foot and a little squeeze behind the left knee as though you're trying to squeeze your finger in between your calf and your thigh. And if you're not feeling a nice opening yet through that outer hip, maybe move in a little closer. Slide the shoulders down the spine. Take this time to soften the jaw. Position the tip of the tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. Three breaths here into the outer left hip. And leaning back, releasing that left leg, coming into the boat pose, Shavasana. So if you can, having those shins parallel to the floor. If you need to lighten, just one foot at a time. Shoulders coming down. Inhale. And exhale, lower left foot down. Take the right ankle to the left knee for your seated pigeon on the other side. Again, work out how close you need to be to that left ankle. Be sure not to push beyond your limits. Keep your jaw relaxed. A little squeeze in the right knee. So it is helpful when we're practicing our forward bends to open your outer hips or the piriformis muscle first. 3 more breaths. And let's release, coming back into your boat pose. If you want to go a little stronger, straighten the legs. And release. Let's cross over the knees. Coming into tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Curl those toes under. Begin to move through your cat stretches. With your next exhalation, take those hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Keep those knees bent to begin with. Try to take your chest towards your thighs. Lifting tailbone up. Inhale. Exhale with control, knees back down to the mat. Find your back bend. And exhaling back up into your downward facing dog. You might let the heels come down a little closer to the floor this time. Feel free to walk out the legs. So as you bend one knee, drop that hip, straightening the other leg, and then changing sides, bending both knees. To move slowly. Just walking the legs, not running. From here, let's walk those feet up to the top of the mat. Have those feet hip width apart or even a little wider if you're feeling tight in your low back. Taking your ragdoll, holding the elbows. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Feel free to sway from side to side. Feeling into any tight pockets along the back or the hamstrings. And releasing those arms down. Coming up into chair pose, reach the arms behind you, then sweep them forward, bending in the knees. Inhale, and exhale, hands down. Inhale, halfway up, bring those arms with you, thumbs point to the ceiling. Exhale to fold. Chair pose once again as you inhale. Exhale to fold. Half lift, arms come with you. and down. One more round. Check the position of your tongue, the softness in your jaw, and the tone in your throat. Half lift once again. Keep your hands down this time. Feel free to take the hands to the knees or keep fingertips on the floor. Exhale to bow. Step your left leg back. Take a brief low lunge. Press into both feet. Lift the heart. Then as you exhale, taking hips back, half pyramid pose. So point those right toes to the ceiling. Let's stay up on those fingertips for now. Press down through your heel and try and drag it back. Then as you inhale, lift the heart and the tailbone. Inhale here once again. And as you exhale, folding over that leg, start to press down and forward through the palms. And walking hands forward, coming into a lunge with a twist. Right arm up, left hand down. And exhale, right hand down. Let's walk those hands forward. Raise your left leg, warrior three legs. Keep those toes pointing down. Round the outer hip down, tailbone tucks under. Feel free to keep those fingertips on the floor. You might like to bring your hands into prayer at the heart center. Slide your shoulders down the spine. Press the palms together. Exhale to fold. Inhale halfway up, bring the arms with you. Exhaling down. Chair pose, bend the knees, drop the hips. And down. Step right leg back. Low lunge. Hips back, half pyramid pose. So toes pointing up, heel pressing down. Try and drag that heel back. Stay on those fingertips as you inhale, lifting heart and the tailbone. And exhaling down. Pressing those palms now down and forward. Breathing into the back side of the body. Walk those hands forward, coming into an easy twist. And left hand coming down, finding your warrior three legs. Option to keep hands on the floor or bring the hands to prayer. Sliding the shoulders down the spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift, keep your fingertips down. And exhale. Reverse swan dive, coming all the way up. And hands to the heart. Hands to the hips, step your left foot back, just 2.5 to 3 feet distance. You can have your feet hip width apart. Back foot on a 45-degree angle. Bring the hands behind you and interlace the fingers. Keep the heels of the palms apart. Little bend in your front knee. Press the feet away from one another as though you're stretching your mat. Inhale to look up. And as you exhale, folding down. Still keeping that little bend in the right knee. Stop halfway. As you inhale here, try to lift the tailbone a little. And then exhale, folding down, drishti to your big toe. If you can, bring your belly to touch your right thigh. So you might need to bend a little more in the knee, or maybe you can find now that you can straighten the leg. Try to bring your right hip back. And as you continue to press those feet away from one another, lifting the tailbone. Now, because we're here for a short time, drishti to the big toe is a very safe option. Well done. Lower those hands down. Either step left foot up into Ragdoll or take a standing splits on your way. You might choose to keep the fingertips where they are or start to challenge the body, walking the hands back closer to the foot or even holding onto the ankle with one or both hands. Inhale and exhale, lower left foot down, folding forward. Chair pose, reach the arms behind you, then coming up. Exhale to fold. Reverse swan dive. Hands to the heart. Other side. Right foot back, 2.5 to 3 feet distance. Right foot on a 45-degree angle. Little bend in your left knee. Start to press those feet away from one another. Folding forward. Drishti to your big toe, belly to your thigh. Inhale. And exhale, lower those hands down. Once again, either stepping into Ragdoll or finding your standing splits along the way. And this time, stepping back into your downward facing dog. Just noticing how you're feeling here compared to your first downward dog. While you're here, continue to press the feet away from the hands. See if you can pick up the very tip of your pinky toe. Maybe even second and third toes as well. Inhale. And exhale, knees slowly coming down to the mat. We'll take those feet out from underneath you, extend the legs out in front. So straightening your right leg and bending your left knee. So a couple of choices here, yogis. Either staying here, or if it feels okay for your hips and your knees, and of course your hamstring, stack your left knee on top of your right instead. So keep a little downward pressure through the right heel, toes pointing up to the ceiling. No matter which position this left leg is in, squeeze the knee. Let's inhale the arms up. And as you exhale, folding down. Keep pressing into the right heel. Inhale to come back up. Exhaling down. And staying down now a third time. So if you can reach the foot, take a hold of the foot. If you can't, you can always bend the knee to reach the foot. We can always still lengthen the hamstrings when the knee is bent. So once you have a hold of that foot, push the foot into the hands, equally pull the hands into the foot. Drishti to the big toe. Pressing down through the heel, inhale to come up. Exhale, hands down. We'll take an open twist now. So left knee points to the ceiling, left foot on the outside of the right knee. Right hand behind you, rolling off that left buttock so you're only sitting on your left leg, looking over your shoulder. And return to center. Changing sides. Option 1, sole of the right foot. Option 2, stack the knee on top. Again, a little squeeze behind this right knee, downward pressure through the left heel. Coming up and down 3 times. Try to keep your chin slightly tucked so that your neck is in line with your spine. And if you are feeling tight through the hamstrings and the back, please bend that left leg. Gently pressing the foot into the hands, hands into the foot. Drishti to your big toe as we're only here for a short time. Awareness to your breath. Inhale to come up. Exhale, hands down, placing the right foot to the outside of the left knee, moving into your open twist. Little resistance between the forearm into the knee will help with your stability. And returning to center. Let's bend both knees now, heels pressing down, toes pointing up, arms coming up, same as before, exhaling to fold forward. Inhale to come up. And this third time, staying down, try to bring your belly to touch your thighs and reaching for your feet. So you might stay exactly as you are and just take the breath into the back side of the body. If you can straighten your legs without losing contact between belly and the thighs, do so. With a hold of those feet, find even effort, hands pressing into the feet, feet pulling into the hands. Drishti to your big toe. Feel the breath moving the back. One last breath. Be sure to inhale and pause. Hold the breath for just a moment. And then exhale very slowly. Well done. Let's press into the feet. Inhale to come up. Exhale, hands down. Bending in both knees now. Bringing your hands to prayer, firming your core, and slowly lower down. When you touch down, bending in the knees, move the hips a touch to the left and either cross the right leg over the left or just keep the knees next to one another. Coming into your twist, knees down to the left, turning your head to the right. Breathing into the lower back and the outer hip. Inhale, knees to center. Uncrossing the legs, changing sides, hips shift a little to the left. Left leg crossing over the right, otherwise if that's too intense on your hips, just having the knees next to one another. Deepen your twist by deepening your breath. Inhale to center, uncrossing the legs, centering the hips. Bring the hands down next to the body now, palms to face the ceiling, connecting index finger and thumbs. Walk the feet in as close to the bottom as you can, then press those feet down and away, shoulders back. Tilt the hips, tucking tailbone under, and then eventually lifting up into your bridge pose. Keep pressing those feet down and away and trying to tuck the tailbone under so that you create space in the low back. Broaden the collarbone. Inhale, picking up the heels. Exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. Feel free to take those knees in the hands, rocking side to side or making a circular motion. Then when you're ready, moving into Shavasana. Letting the feet fall out to the side, palms to face the ceiling. Option to connect index finger and thumbs once again. As you close the eyes down, be sure to relax the face, the jaw. Bringing your awareness to the back side of the body. The meeting points between the body and the mat. Take a deep inhalation and pause. And as you exhale, give in to gravity. Please take as long as you need to here, yogis. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Namaste.